Good morning. Now, if you see this black hump on the left-hand side of my microphone, that's Lucy. She's curled up on her bed like usual. She was very good to me this morning. I had some issues and she got very concerned, and when I was resting, she came over to me and put her head on my lap and everything. So she watches out for me. She's a good dog, and hopefully I'll be all right. Anyhow, couple of things to talk about. I did talk about the issue with the firing of that labor secretary that was involved in the jobs report. Uh, that's back. That goes back to 2016 when Trump fired anybody if they didn't agree with him. Some of them got fired because they were really incompetent, but Trump listens to all the wrong people. If he listens at all, I'm not sure he listens at all. I think what's happening is people are gaining power within his administration and then are turning around and doing stuff that is basically, I don't know if it's legal, but they're doing things that he should be doing. They're getting rid of dismissing people and what have you like that. And a key person in this is this Lori Loomer, who's got 1.4 million followers on X. I think that's what they said, X. I think that's the platform. I had a couple thousand followers over there when I left and I went to Universal. I can't deal with that, them letting Trump back on and everything like that before the election. That was pretty much it for me. I'm a Mastodon Social and Mastodon Universa, and I'm looking into some other stuff so I can post this video can go over there. Right now it can't. I don't know how to do it, so I'm doing some other things to upgrade my video performance and availability to other people. Now, as I was saying, this Lori Loomer is a person who has apparently she got some guy fired from Kennedy's health administration, and Kennedy wasn't happy about it, but he couldn't. But because it was made public before that they could get to Trump, it's a done deal. Because Trump doesn't admit to making mistakes. You know that, right? He's never wrong. All right, but Trump did not do the firing. She got to some people in the administration while Trump was in Scotland, and this person was fired. I don't like her just to look at her. I mean, she's got that hair pulled tight, and most of the women I know that wear their hair like that have a stick up their ass. So this is another one of those people, I guess. There's not much you can do about people like that. They're an influencer, but I don't think 1.25 million or 1.14 million, whatever it was, is enough people to make you worry about it. Let's assume, for the sake of argument, that all 1.14 million people are actually going to, do something. And that's not the case. Some people, out of that, I'd say about 25% of them are actually paying attention to what she says. The rest of them are just hanging on because they think it's funny or something like that, And the same way with me and the rest of the influencers on it. I don't want to say it's just because it's her. No, it's all people that are influencers that have these huge audiences. They don't. People don't pay attention to you like you think they do. They're not glued to their TV, to their cell phones or their computer monitors or whatever it is they're doing, to hang on every word you say, and they're going to get excited and they're going to write, stupid letters. These people are going to write those stupid letters whether they're on your platform or not. These are people that aren't intuitive. They're not, I'm not going to say educated because that's not right. You can't accuse people of not being educated if you don't know what their education is. But they tend to be groupies, An example of a bad groupie, or what groupies can do, is what was that singer's name? Selena, the Spanish singer that got killed by her. I don't know whether she was her manager or her roadie, because she felt that the woman felt that she wasn't giving her credit for what she was doing or something like that. That's what happens. These people go off the deep end. They're not stable. Because if you're stable, you do research and you do other things, and you look around and you try to figure out what's going on, whether it's right or wrong, the information you're getting. If you follow her and you believe everything she says, then that's a cult. And people in cults don't lack imagination. In the field, they don't listen to other people at all, and that's a dangerous situation to be in. If you don't listen to other people, then how are you gonna, how do you get a point of view? And if you just automatically, because it's not Lori Loomer saying this, you disagree with what's being said, that's just stupid. You're not being smart. That's why influencers on this stage, and I'm not trying to be, I guess maybe I'm trying to be an influencer too, but I don't want to get paid for it, because then it becomes a business. But they're all trying to get you to listen to what they say and consider what they say is right. Now, I've said this before. When these people go up, and hers is a podcast, okay? So, which is, I don't listen to any podcasts down here, so that's a different type of influencing. My influencing is done by videos posted to YouTube. Now, if you look at some of the YouTube videos that are up there, they're there for money. Occupy Democrats are. Some of the individuals that left that platform and are now doing individual podcasts are finding out that it's not as easy. But what they do is they pay you by the click. Okay? A lot of the advertisers, if you get 100 clicks, you get maybe, I don't know if it's 50 cents, $1, whatever it is, they pay you per click. That's what you make. And you can make a ton of money that way, because there are people like me that are doing research, so we'll click on these just to see what's going on, with the story makes any sense or something like that. And I do that with a couple of the Occupy Democrats and that whatever. I like what they say. They happen to be nice guys. They come across intelligent, and I agree with a lot of what they say. But occasionally I'm clicking on this thing just to see what because of the headline. And there's one Occupy Democrat, young guy, who does this, and you click on, and there's another one of the older guys. You click on this thing, and he says, and I'll be back in a minute to tell you we'll show you the actual, what the story's about in a minute, but in the meantime, and you get 3/4 of the video is bullshit. Nothing to do with what the title says. All right, the title sometimes can take up as little as 15 seconds of the video, done at the end of the video. So you've watched the video, but you've clicked on that video, and when you click on that video, these people get paid. Okay? So it can be very, very misleading. Now, you're not getting charged for it, so you don't mind clicking on it. But I get pissed by these people exist, and people take them seriously. And because they have titles like Occupy Democrats or something like that, the title sounds, I'm not blaming every Occupy Democrat or anything like that. I don't want to get sued by these people. I'm just saying that some of the people do this, and the headlines are to generate clicks, so they generate money. I think that's the wrong way to do it, but I don't see another way to count, how people are to get paid if you're going to get paid, how. I guess you could do ratings is another way of doing it. I don't know. But anyhow, I don't think it's a good idea to count it that way, because you get a lot of bullshit. People come up and they say, well, I've got to do a 20-minute video. and you want to do a 20-minute video, and you don't have anything to talk about, so you have this headline, which you can describe in less than 15 seconds, you know. So what do? You fill in the spot, and the rest of the video's got nothing to do with the title that you clicked on to see. And it's not that the title's never done in an in-depth way. I think I'm guilty of that too sometimes. You know, like what we're doing right now. I started out talking about Lori Loomer and Trump's desire to rewrite history. You know, that's why I say that I really want to do one-topic issues, but one-topic issues I have trouble filling any kind of time sometimes, because I just don't know enough about it to talk about one topic. But anyhow, let's go back. Lori Loomer was, what was it, the beginning of his administration or something, where she was hanging around too much and people thought she had too much influence and they weren't sure what she was doing with Trump, you know. And not to worry, Trump ain't doing nothing with no women right now, so that's, you know, he leers, that's all he does. But Lori Loomer doesn't, you know, it's like a lot of other people. People in the administration, you know, they're not qualified to talk about what they're talking about, but they're influencers. You know, and I'm not qualified to talk about anything I talk about, probably. But I'm not trying to be an influencer. I'm doing this for keep my sanity, you know, just to be able to express my point of view to people that, you know, might understand something I'm saying. But I don't. That's like I'm saying bad things about Colombians. I have people I talk to down here. We have in-depth, hour-long conversations. They speak English. They're very interested in what's going on in the United States, and they follow American news so we can talk, you know, about stuff. And they're highly intelligent, far more intelligent than I am, and far more intelligent than most of the people that are on YouTube, so I listen to them. But we talk back and forth. They're interested in what I have to say, and that's why I do this. I think that some people might be interested in my opinion, and I hope they are. But the idea that somebody that can take a portion has 1 million followers, I doubt that those followers listen to everything she says. I don't see a lot of that happening, you know. Sometimes people click on follow and then they don't unfollow. You know, I've unfollowed a lot of people. I go through it every month and check to see if I want to keep following these people, you know. Because some of them are misleading when you sign up with them to follow them. So I don't know that everybody that's on her following list is confident in everything she says, being truthful and everything, you know. But this was a case with this guy from Kennedy's health thing, was a case of she didn't like this guy for other reasons other than the fact that he wasn't qualified, because he's extremely qualified. Everybody liked him. He was an approved. He'd gone through the vetting process. He was approved by the Senate and everything for his position, and she just didn't like him. And she exercised this power that she seems to, which I don't understand how she has it. I mean, everything I see about her is that she's not that. She doesn't. 1 million people is not a whole. We have 300 million people in this country. You know, probably more than that. And of course, a lot of them, you know, a lot of people that live here don't have anything to do with the administration or anything like that, or politics. They can't vote, you know, or something like that for whatever the reason. They're not citizens. They're too young. But the attitude that this person can make a decision like that without without the okay of the president is astounding. You know, she went around Trump. We don't know if Trump likes the guy or not. We probably never will. All right, this is it for me today. Tomorrow night I'm going to try and go live. No storms. I stay awake long enough, everything like that. Because I have to get up early tomorrow. I have to go see the eye doctor. When I get up real early, I have trouble staying up late. Not that just means I fall asleep around 8 o'clock at night. So anyhow, I wake back up and then I'm up to 2 in the morning. Okay, so do me a favor, subscribe if you like it. You know, comment if you don't. Tell me what's going on in your life. You know, you have something you want me to try and find out about. I will be more than happy to do it. In the meantime, stay healthy, stay wise, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.